Tottenham Hotspur are in trouble, and now all eyes turn to interim head coach Igor Tudor. But who exactly is he? What kind of football will he bring to Spurs? And most importantly, can he steer this club away from a relegation battle? In this video, we're breaking down Tudor's achievements, his tactical system, the positives, the risks, and why he just might be the short-term fix Tottenham desperately need. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig, and in this video I'll be taking you all through what we can expect from the new Tottenham Hotspur interim head coach Igor Tudor. So let's get into it. What can Tottenham fans expect from Igor Tudor, and is he the right man to save Spurs? Who is he? What has he actually achieved? How will he set the team up? What are the positives and what are the risks? And most importantly, can he drag Spurs away from a relegation battle? Let's get into it. So who is Igor Tudor? Igor Tudor is a former Croatian international defender who has quietly built a strong reputation across Europe as an intense, tactically demanding coach. He played for clubs like Juventus and later moved into coaching, managing teams including Hajduk Split, Udinese, Hellas Verona and Olympique Marseille. His biggest managerial success came at Verona and Marseille. At Verona, he took a side tip for relegation and turned them into one of Serie A's most aggressive, difficult teams to play against. At Marseille, he guided them into a third-place Ligue 1 finish and Champions League qualification, restoring intensity and structure. So this is not a rookie. This is someone who has walked into unstable clubs before and imposed order quickly, and that's exactly what Tottenham need right now. So what style of play can Spurs expect? If you're expecting slow build-up and sterile possession football, forget it. Tudor is aggressive, vertical, intense, high-pressing and man-orientated system. He favours a high defensive line, aggressive pressing, man-to-man marking principles, quick vertical transitions. He wants the ball forward fast, not sideways and not backwards. Formation, well, Tudor's preferred system is usually a 3-4-2-1 or a 3-4-1-2. That means three centre-backs, wing-backs providing width, two central midfielders, two attacking midfielders behind a striker. For Tottenham, that could mean the wing-backs are pushed high, midfielders asked to run relentlessly. A more compact defensive shape, and this could immediately make Spurs harder to play through. Right now, Tottenham have looked fragile. Tudor's system is built around structure and intensity. So what's he achieved? Well, let's be clear, Tudor hasn't won major European trophies, but what he has done is arguably more relevant for Spurs' current situation and what they need. At Verona, took a relegation-threatened squad, implemented a high-energy identity and finished comfortably mid-table, earning huge praise for tactical clarity. At Marseille, secured Champions League football, improved defensive solidity, re-energised a volatile fan base, and he consistently improved underperforming squads quickly. And that's the key word here, quickly. Tottenham do not need or have a 5-year philosophy right now. They need stability, points and organisation. So the positives Spurs fans can expect, well, immediate structure. Tudor's teams are drilled, compact, organised. Spurs fans can expect less chaotic defending, clear roles, defined tactical responsibilities, increased physical intensity, and the players will run, press and compete. Tudor demands high work rate. Anyone not willing to match it won't play. That could reset the culture immediately. Tactical clarity, no confusion, no vague positional freedom. Players will know when to press, when to drop and where to move. The short-term mental boost. An interim coach can sometimes create a siege mentality, us against the world. If Tudor taps into that, Spurs could grind out results quickly. But what are the concerns and risks? Now, let's be honest, there are risks in this appointment. The high line vulnerability, his aggressive system can leave space in behind. If Spurs don't execute perfectly, then they could get exposed. demanding personality. Tudor is intense, blunt, direct. Some players may struggle with that. And he's not a long-term builder. He's never stayed long at a club. This is a short-term stabiliser, remember, rather than a 5-year architect. So why could Tudor be ideal to save Spurs? Well, here's the reality. Tottenham are flirting with danger. This is not about style. This is not about branding, not about the Tottenham way. This is about survival now. So in summary, his tactical profile is often compared to Gian Piero Gasperini and Antonio Conte, although Tudor's football is typically more direct and chaotic. His player style is intense and physically demanding, built around a back three system. In that formation I told you, his sides rely heavily on wing backs for width and attacking play. In possession, Tudor prioritises directness over control. His teams move the ball forward quickly after regaining it, often attacking within a few passes. The back three spread wide in build-up while midfielders support vertical progression. In the final third, inside forwards operate in half spaces behind a central striker who may act as a target man or pressing forward. Tudor has experience taking unstable teams and organising them, toughening them, making them difficult to beat. His system could reduce defensive chaos, create clearer structure, turn open defeats into draws, turn draws into narrow wins, and in a relegation scrap. That's everything. He doesn't need to make Spurs brilliant. He needs to make them resilient. If he can, tighten the defence, instill belief, get wing-backs firing, make Tottenham physically competitive, then Spurs can climb clear of trouble quickly. Sometimes the right manager isn't the glamorous one, sometimes it's the one who brings order to chaos, and Igor Tudor might be exactly that. Well, here's my thoughts on Igor Tudor coming in, and that name came out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. I didn't see any outlet, any reporter saying Igor Tudor, and if that is how you pronounce it, if it's not, I do apologise. It's crazy, but then again, Spurs are a crazy club. They obviously kept this well under wraps, as Langer obviously does. It makes you wonder how long they've been in contact with him. He's obviously put himself out there in the shop front, so to speak, and said he'd be keen on doing it. This is an interim appointment, as we all know, so it's only till the summer. So and with Roberto De Zerbi and Mauricio Pochettino, the two front runners for the permanent job. Now, it does make me wonder if they're going to try and sort that beforehand, or are they going to see how it goes with Igor Tudor? To be honest, he doesn't look like or feel like he's going to be a long-term appointment for Spurs anyway, even if he does really well. Never stays long at clubs, and Spurs obviously want a decent term and contract for their next manager. This is a project after all. Igor Tudor is not that. He seems to be the manager. It's a quick fix, and that's what Vinay Venkatesham and Johan Langer and the Spurs board will be hoping. Look, Spurs are deep in trouble at the moment, and they need somebody to guide them out. Now, personally, I think we'll get out of this relegation conversation with 3 wins. I personally think 9 points, and it does it. We're out. And then we can look forward to next season, because quite frankly, this season's been a bit of a write-off now, hasn't it? But, you know, we're still in the Champions League, so that'll be interesting to see how he sees that. What's he going to do with the Champions League? Is he going to prioritise the league over the Champions League, especially with our depleted squad at the moment with injuries and suspensions? He's going to have to hit the ground running. There's a baptism of fire totally, because it's the North London derby up next, but I actually think Spurs could actually have a bit of the upper hand in this, and it might seem crazy saying that about, you know, when you've got Arsenal the next game, but make no bones about it, Arsenal will not want this change to have happened. They would have wanted Thomas Frank to still be in charge, because we was pretty horrendous under Frank, as we all know, and I couldn't see any other result than an Arsenal win against Tottenham. Now we've made this change, Frank's gone, Tudor's come in. You would hope that gives us a new manager bounce anyway, but he does seem like a manager. Admittedly, wouldn't have been my choice, as I say. Didn't even have him on my radar, as the same as probably everybody else. But can he do it? Can he instill this winning mentality quickly, this us against the world mentality? It sounds like and seems like he is the sort of manager that could do that. So going into that Arsenal game does fill me with a bit more confidence than I had 3 or 4 days ago. Arsenal won't like this. So that's what gives me a bit of hope for this appointment. Look, basically, regardless of the Arsenal result, all we need to do is get out of trouble. It's going to be all about the summer transfer window and next season now. Look, of course we could. Anything could happen in football. We could go far in the Champions League. Not even going to talk about us winning it. But it's all about survival now. And it seems to me Igor Tudor is looking at him and done the research on him. He seems like he could be... It's a bit of a gamble, admittedly, but he could actually be an ideal candidate for what we need. And that's what I would stress to people. It's what we need at the moment. So, a handful of games left. Can he get us out of trouble? Reading what he's done in the past, I think he actually can. But get down in the comments, let me know, what are your feelings about this appointment? Do you think he's going to save Spurs? Do you think he's going to grind out results for us? Because let's be honest, that's what it's all about at the moment, getting clear of that relegation zone and pushing as high up the Premier League table as we can get. But the main thing, his priority is going to be get us away from that relegation zone. Get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about this appointment.